flip-flops to the purple flip-flops, and they're both losing in both of them.
I started recording right before you said
that. Leave that one in there. He'll know.
You got it.
He'll know.
He doesn't listen.
When he's on his 7th shit at work, when he's not even shitting, he's just looking at like the stock market that he doesn't invest in.
Well, welcome back for a special edition of the Fight Plug podcast, coming at you on a Sunday evening, but it'll probably be Monday already by the time you're hearing this. The battle of the baddest wrapped up yesterday. Fury versus Ngannou, and Ngannou cemented himself as a real serious heavyweight baddie, did he not?
Yeah, oh man, he's the heavyweight baddie outside of Usyk. Outside of Usyk, I don't see anyone that can. I think he can starch Joshua, like Chisora, or the guy that would be really hard for Ngannou to beat that I've seen in the heavyweight division is the gentleman that Usyk just fought was Danny Dubois. He fought back in August, who's a real big, moves fucking amazing, and really had Usyk on his back foot for a long time in that fight. And Usyk even had to like fake a low blow to like kind of get his wits about him, because he got hit right in the stomach, and it threw him down. And he was like, "Oh, it's low blow." But he had his fucking belt up to his tits, and he got hit he got hit like right at the liver. And he was like, he went down. He's like, "It's a low blow." And everyone knew it was like, that was a knockdown. He got socked in the liver, and it was a knockdown. And he took like the full 5 minutes and came back and won that fight. But that, I think, and he's an American, Dubois, but outside of Usyk, who I think Ngannou would have a hard time with, I think Dubois, he'd have a real hard time with Dubois. But I think he beats Wilder, because his fucking Francis's fucking chin is crazy. He took a legit blatant elbow to the head and had no marks on his face. Imagine if fucking Ngannou did that to Fury, dude. Fury's fucking face would have cracked in half.
Yes,
that's no joke. Fury's been fighting some of the shittier. He's been fighting like if this isn't Klitschko brothers Fury, is what I think the takeaway from this is. Like that, Tyson Fury's gone.
Yeah.
That was the one where everybody was like, he's the fucking best. This guy's fucking amazing. And at one point he was, but he's not anymore. And Usyk's really going to expose him. He really is. But Ngannou, I mean, he's definitely top 5 heavyweight in the world boxer, and that's his first fucking fight.
Which is insane to say. And
he right off the bat, good. Can I take a quick second here, and then I'm gonna let you, because
no, go. You're way more the boxing guy than me. So no, this isn't even boxing anything. This is just, I was dead wrong, and it wasn't wrong from a perspective of I wanted to see him fail. I was wrong from a perspective of, this guy was my son's favorite fighter. My son grew up watching his fights, seeing my reactions to his fights. He was like, "Why is my dad acting like that? Like, why does he care so much?" And then my son loves the Black Panther, and then he would do the Black Panther shit. As weird as that sounds, and so my son's first instances, or his first exposure to combat sports, was watching Ngannou fights and seeing the reactions on TV and seeing my reaction to how those fights played out. So he's like, "Oh, this guy must be hella good, because my dad, like, he goes crazy every time this guy fights." And then seeing how he left, it was really like, damn, dude, I do not want to see this guy waste. And then I was caught up in the culture of clicks over substance. Where everybody has a hot take, everybody has something to say, and in the moment when you're definitely couldn't be any more detached from those negotiations than me or you. You know what I mean? Like, talk about like way out of that room. So we had no idea what was going on, and you really can only have what we really thought and what the clickbait community was, and then really the only guy that was sticking up for him, which he wasn't sticking up for him out of the kindness of his heart, was Ariel. So then that made it even worse. It's like, fuck, if Ariel's vouching for you, dude, then this shit must be bad.
Yeah, we were rooting for him the whole time, but we
Yeah,
just
yeah,
knowing
and
what
it's well
kind of a filthy
documented.
business that
Yeah,
this combat sports is, we didn't have faith. Like you don't get rewarded for being the stand-up guy that Francis
Yeah.
is in this sport.
He has
man.
the
You get
kindest heart.
exploited.
By all means, he has one of the kindest hearts. He's one of the most sincere people in the business, and that's been said on this podcast. It's not like we're just all of a sudden. It was just like, dang, we could have saw Francis John Jones for basically the same money he made versus Fury. Now he's on fucking rocket ship to wherever the fuck, and he's gonna kick the shit out of Maurice Green's ugly ass, and we're all gonna fucking laugh, and it's gonna be sick. And then he's gonna fight fucking wild whoever the fuck he wants for however the fuck much money he wants. That he fucking did good by the Saudis. You do good by those guys. You fucking put a show on in front of those guys. They fucking laid it out for everybody to see, like fucking spectacle of spectacles.
Oh yeah.
And he showed up, and he didn't just show up. He fucking won. He fucking did it. Dude, the shower after that must have been so sick. Just like, I fucking did it, dude. I just like in the shower, you're just like, fuck. You're by yourself. You're in your head, and you're just like, I did it.
You
And
needed
what's
an
crazy
extra
is,
stool to prop up his nuts, dude.
yeah, dude, everything, dude. So I just want to take a second on this to the tens of people that watch this. I was wrong. I was dead wrong. And it wasn't from a place of course, I'm caveating it, but it wasn't from a place of hate of his skill. It was from a place of, like you said, just really apprehensive about because he did this. He did so good. He lost, and everybody knows he won. He lost, and he came out way out ahead. Tyson Fury looks like a clown now.
This
He looks
absolutely
like a clown.
hurts the Fury versus Usyk
Yeah.
fight. I mean,
Yeah, he
it's
looks
going to
like a clown.
happen. It's all it's on paper and everything, but this totally affects the hunger that anybody had for that fight in a big way.
So that's how good. That's how great of a performance that was.
They
You can lose.
to save face a little bit, or to kind of try and maintain whatever hype there was for the Fury Usyk fight, which people are still stoked for, because I'm sure there's plenty of people in the boxing world that are like, oh, come on, let's hold your horses, guys. It was a very competitive fight. It was closer than it had any right to be, but Fury still won, and they're gonna maintain rightfully. But I think they should consider probably trying to get Francis as a co-main event on some versus a warm body on that card, because that's going to drive the intrigue.
He fought Usyk, Daniel Dubois. It would be rough. I wouldn't take it if I was Francis, just because that guy's very good.
You throw PFL a bone and say, hey, we'll co-promote, send a PFL, heavyweight over, and Fury. Ngannou will box him in a boxing match, and it'll be the thing. Henan Ferreira, dude. Or go fight Henan Ferreira in MMA too. That's a perfectly fine fight. But
this is really this is refreshing, because it does prove, because I get so caught up in it. Like today, our two favorite teams played. The Niners lost. Their quarterback, who's a young kid, who's just like any other young kid in the second year. He's going through a rough time. Our defensive coordinator is getting exposed. He's got to figure it out. He's a pro. The Niners have lost way worse than this. Tomorrow morning, it's going to be like, they're the fucking worst team. They're a fucking fraud. They're fucking clowns. It always happens, and it was the same thing.
That's how it is for the clicks.
It's how it is for the clicks, dude. And Francis fucking just stayed fucking calm, kept himself, and he just had a plan. And also, the man behind all of this, Ngannou, is a fucking god, dude. That guy is so good at what he does. Just absolutely, dude. To Sean Strickland beat Israel Adesanya, and then he walked fucking Francis Ngannou down fucking this insane arena and fucking walked him through Tyson Fury with like no bruises or visible damage on him
his
whatsoever.
First time coaching or doing any boxing cornering or coaching at all.
Yeah.
Like he said he's never been in a boxing camp or anything like that. He's just
right.
It's insane what he pulled off. Like I feel like we can't even really put it into words, or I don't know what to compare this to kind of like paint the picture.
There's nothing. And not only that, but you think about it, you go back. Francis had 2 blown out knees. Plus 2 blown knees, plus, and fucking beat the shit out of Cyril Gane, wrestle fuck Cyril Gane, to where Cyril has never been the same since then.
No.
So, damn. Like, don't forget, dude, Eric Nicksick is fucking crazy.
Coach of the year, without question. And probably coach of next year, too, man. Like, it's just insane. The resources that this is going to turn around and put back in their corner, too. Yeah, man, I'm so much more excited to see Francis Ngannou continue in his boxing career now. As much, it's great that he's going to go back and do his thing with the PFL and uphold his end of the deal there. But that's not what people are interested in now. It's boxing all the way. And the only thing I'm more interested in the immediate future is when we're finally going to get Dana White behind a microphone in front of the media being asked about this shit, dude.
He's not going to be at Jonathan Almeida, Derek Lewis. He's going to say like, why that, top fight fell through. Why should I be there? I've got way more important stuff to do. We've got Madison Square Garden coming up, folks. Yeah. So, he's an idiot. That's well documented. And then it's so crazy. He'll never, if he admits, like, dude, I was dead wrong. What if he just admits it? Dude, I was dead wrong. I'm happy for Francis Good. He won't. He should, though. He should say, dude, I was fucking wrong. I'm proud of that guy. Proud of that kid. He fucking did it. He fucking did it in front of it. Because all of Dana's fighters were there. Dana's best fighters were there cheering Ngannou on. So why not just say, dude, I was dead wrong. I did not think he had that in him. Kudos to him. Congratulations. He's always welcome back, obviously. Like something like that would just be like, wow, dude. But it's so easy to do. It's so easy to do.
Yeah. It would the little ounce of respect that he could pay Ngannou cost nothing. And now, like, it's easy to sit here and say that Dana and the UFC are the biggest losers in all of this, and they are. But they hold the chip that I don't think a lot of people are giving them too much credit for, which is that John Jones still exists. And I can't sit here and tell you that I wouldn't still be really, really hard for Francis versus John Jones in any capacity.
There's never been a fight bigger.
Yeah,
there would never be a fight bigger.
And Ngannou has
the PFL's
plenty of options now, but
as they say that it is, because he's holding it up now. Really, like, no, Kayla Harrison isn't gonna carry the PFL, dude. I'm sorry. Shane Burgos isn't gonna do it. Football season's here, dude. Does anyone care anymore? NBA.
We'll see what parts of Bellator they can scrape up after Bellator dissolves, but we already see the UFC picking up certain Bellator fighters. Like MVP just signed, and MVP's nothing great as far as welterweight goes, but in terms of
that'll be hilarious to see what happens to him. I mean, not to be a snarky fuck. But I really think there's shit, dude. That's not gonna look good.
You could already think of Michelle Pereira's gonna send that guy on a ride, dude.
Dude, Michelle Pereira. They're just like, Dana, I love you, Dana. He's just gonna be like holding his face, like cheese grating his face on the cage. Dana, look how good, huh? Israel all the way, Dana. Look at this, Dana. Like just fucking scraping his face on the cage, dude, for everyone to see. Like, dang, there's that guy. We shouldn't even be talking about him right now. But can we talk about just 93, 96 is a completely that card that was written down on that card during the little baby song. The guy just goes, "Where's my card at?" 93, 96. Whenever little baby's done, just turn that in, please. Like,
Now,
Jesus Christ.
I don't think either of us have actually came out and officially said that, like, we had Francis winning that fight. And there's a few things that I wanted to touch on too, because a part of me, okay, so straight off the bat, I didn't actually like judge this fight as I was watching it, because I don't know what I'm looking at as I'm starting to watch this fight. Same. I'm tuned in for the spectacle. I'm watching it because you have to watch this fight. You know, this is, you know, the lineal UFC heavyweight champion versus, you know, I don't even really know what to quantify Tyson Fury as, but I know he's the top shit in heavyweight boxing right now. So I have to watch it. But I'm not going, okay, that's Ngannou's round, that's Fury's round, until Ngannou drops him in round 3. Then I'm like, holy shit, which I'm sure everyone is, and I'm yelling fucking rooster blood, like rooster blood.
Dude. So let everybody know what you did for this to take place, please. And it wasn't the strongest magic now, but I just think that all that means is if that was the universe telling you keep doing it.
I have a confession.
You're going to get there.
I actually only processed 2 roosters. We didn't end up doing all 4, but for the dramatic effect and for you know, the bit, I kept saying that we did 4. But if I had actually done 4, if I had done 3, Ngannou gets the decision. If I had done 4, he would have knocked him out. Fury doesn't get up in round 3.
And then Ioane and Jacek's fucking Aston Martins broke down, like outside your house. And then she's like, "Is there anybody that has tools here?" And then you're just like, dang.
Absolutely,
you just rooster blood on your. What's that blood on your shoe?
Yeah. The blood of 3 freshly squeezed roosters to make rooster sauce. Yeah, man, dude, I did some brujeria to predict the Francis Ngannou win. I still didn't put my points on Francis Ngannou on the verdict but he shocked the world, man. And yes, as I'm watching this fight, even though I don't know how boxing is actually scored, I don't actually know the criteria.
That's by design. Nobody does. That's by design.
I wasn't sure if it was because I'm an MMA head and I don't actually know boxing, or if anybody actually knows. Because I feel like even though MMA scoring is also murky, we've heard some of the criteria just beaten into us over and over. We both watched the Weasels videos, etc. We know how it is, you know, judging damage, etc. But in boxing, I don't know. I would love to hear someone who's like an expert on the scoring criteria for boxing make a case for why it's Fury. But if it was me in there and you're asking me which one of those men I want to be when the fight's over, or if it was on the street and you're asking me which guy won that fight, it was Francis Ngannou. Like, he won the fight. He won the fight, and by pride rules, he won the fight. That's been a popular argument that I've been seeing everywhere, and I agree with it completely. Like,
8th, 9th, and 10th, he came out crazy. While Fury won, I think like the 5th and the 6th. He won maybe the first.
I thought he won the 6th.
So let's give him 1st, 2nd, 5th, 6th.
Yeah.
And then you got 6 rounds to 4, Francis Ngannou. And
plus
one of those
being the 10-8 round.
A 10-8 knockdown.
Yeah.
So I don't see how hard that is. And then there's CompuBox numbers that backed it up. There's
that he was like almost every bit as accurate as Tyson Fury too. Yeah.
Yeah. There's the whole commentary booth were like, he's going to do this. Timothy Bradley in the booth was like, which was a fucking world champion boxer himself, was just like, this is nuts. He's winning this fight. He's going to win this fight. In the 9th, Joe Tessitore was like, can't you believe this? He's going to win. By all accounts, he has to win. And those guys were reading off the CompuBox numbers. They were watching the fight. They were going off what Timothy Bradley was saying in real time. And they're going into the 9th. They're like, all he needs to do is get through this, and he's going to do the most improbable thing in boxing history.
Yes.
And then he got through, which I'm sure in boxing history that's not improbable, but just because it's such a long history. But in the history of MMA versus boxing, whatever it is, by far and away, they were all saying it. Joe Chester, Timothy Bradley, everyone in that booth was like, "This is crazy. He's winning. He gets through this. He wins. He closed that round out. Amazing." And you fucking Fury was wearing every bit of that damage on his face. He had a knockout. He's never looked as fucked up. After Wilder put him down in astral plane traveling, dude. Mm-hmm. Wilder had him on the ground. He's had rough fights. He's never looked the way he did, as damaged and bruised. And he was in 10 rounds against a guy making his MMA debut, who he was much bigger than, which he's bigger than a lot of the guys he fights, and his face is just bloodied up, blistered, and just battered. And then Ngannou looked like he didn't do anything. He really just went through sparring.
And for in your eyes, what were like the keys to victory for Francis? Because the clinch certainly seemed to be a factor. Mm-hmm. That, it seems to be something that Fury uses or utilizes well against his opponents with his size and his reach. But like they kept mentioning, and Weasel mentioned too in his post-fight breakdown, that Ngannou, coming from the world of MMA, just had so much more to offer in the clinch that it seems like Tyson Fury wasn't really prepared for. Do you think that could be something that other MMA fighters with hands, I'm not saying any MMA fighter, but other MMA fighters could look at and potentially try and replicate if they also wanted to try their hand in boxing? Or is this a uniquely Francis Ngannou thing that we're looking at with paired with his power? Maybe
it was his power for sure, because after that, because that wasn't like a wind up and fucking that wasn't Overeem uppercut power. That was like, oh, bopped you, got you there. And then fucking Fury went the fuck down. There was also, in the 5th round or 6th round, he hit Fury with a double jab and then a right to the stomach, and Fury's face was like, what the fuck? Mm-hmm. So his power, and I think that's what, from that knockdown on, and you mentioned it in the group chat, was that he's having to respect this power. He can't go out and get his lick back in this, because if he fucking overextends, it's gonna happen again. Because he got caught overextending. He bent a little too far down and put a little too much on that punch, and Ngannou came over the top with not even a third of the power that he has, and put him on the ground.
I'm almost still at a loss for words for what we saw. I think that I think everybody was mostly shocked too, that like, of all the different scenarios that they've seen or that they could have foreseen, as far as how this fight could go, I don't think anybody was expecting. I mean, if you pictured Francis Ngannou winning, you'd probably figure it would be a knockout. He would use his power. He would catch him somehow. But I mean, I would wonder what the line would be for him to win a decision over Fury, let alone just outbox him, like straight up outbox him. I think it's the most shocking thing. And I just love how disciplined he was, how he wasn't just headhunting. He was using the jab, like you mentioned, really, really effectively. He was actually fighting behind his jab a lot. I think after it was some of the rounds that you'd mentioned, I think like the 5th and the 6th, or the 4th and the 5th, where when Francis got off of his discipline a little bit and was getting a little bit sloppier, and I mean, credit to Fury for that too, because I think Fury was finding his jab, and then also, like, man, it was just such a good fight to watch. Like, if you bought this pay-per-view, it delivered in so many ways. Like, it was there was a long wait as far as the presentation and everything, but this main event, man, it was actually a thrilling fight to watch. So, yeah.
They do that on purpose, because in MMA, I mean, think about it. If you're going to spend that money and you're like 2 fights into the main card, you're just like, who cares? I'm not going to spend $80 to watch 2 fights. Mm-hmm. Where this one, they're literally like, no, we'll give you more time. Order it. You're not missing anything. Oh yeah, that's right. Order it. Mm-hmm. Go ahead. Yeah. They they give you a chance to pay for that, because they know it's only the one fight.
Eminem and Rolando are here. and Kanye West.
Rolando. Who else was there? Everybody was there. Literally everybody's there. Abdul Rosik was there.
Tyson Fury's a portion of his walkout when he's like walking through the corridor in the back, where they had like just a ton of boxing legends all standing there along, and he's like fist bumping them as he walks out and everything. That was really cool. There was a ton of people there, but
and that's the thing. The Saudis went out of their way for this. They don't. I mean, they do make a grand spectacle of things, but they went out of their way for it. And Francis Ngannou did right by them. Like he gave them what they paid for and more. You know, who knows what they really wanted out of that? They probably wanted Fury just to knock him the fuck out.
Yeah.
But they gave them. For me, dude, if I paid all that money for it and I put that event up, that's the exact fight I would want to have.
I am very, very curious where this Saudi money, like how much of it can trickle down into MMA, and how much of a carrot they could dangle.
We just watched it. We just watched it in Abu Dhabi. In Abu Dhabi, we just watched it. The same thing. Jobbed ass fucking rigged doctors, rigged ass fucking decisions. We saw it. So
I guess what I'm saying is I want to see a world where they can throw money at individual MMA fighters, because like in boxing it really does look like they're just like, yeah, come fight for us and just come put on this. I mean, granted, this was Queensberry Promotions, so they're still working with a promoter, but when it comes to MMA,
they would have to,
when they wanna just like, you know, spend like crazy and get a big MMA show, they are paying the UFC specifically, and then the UFC just pays their rate to its fighters because they're under no incentive, or they don't have any obligation to give them anything of the cut that the Saudis are paying for them to bring the whole pony show over. But
the Saudis fucked golf over. Did you see that?
They
started Live Golf, and they paid all the best golfers all this fucking insane money, and those golfers still did good. And then the PGA had to bend the knee, and they fucking bent, and they have to take Live Golf. It's like basically together now. It's like co-promoted now. And the Saudis just fucking bought them out and just said, fuck you. And it was hilarious. And the thing about it was everybody's like, well, PGA's like, well, what they do on the world stage is abhorrible, and it's terrible, and it's just disgusting. And then it's like, okay, true, but you had 3 events sponsored by Royal Saudi family companies. So like, and now all of a sudden you're just up in arms about how terrible it is. We all know what it's like. Those boys do things the way they do it. It is what it is. But I would absolutely love to see it. I would love to say like, hey, Dana, go play fucking blackjack, fuck off. Okay. And then they just pay someone who fucking has the sense. And that's not even that they can pay someone, because none of what they did made any sense. Like the way that looked, the way they did the arena in 3 months, it came up out of nowhere.
It was not for profit at all.
Yeah. And that was the thing with the Live Golf, was like, everyone's like, they're just burning money. It doesn't make sense. And everyone was like, yeah. But the guys in that organization were like, yes, correct. They're like, but there's no rhyme or reason. Right. They're like, well, you have Donald Trump at your events. Correct. It's just like over and over and over. And then they're just like, so what? Like, why are you getting so mad? You're like yelling at a cloud. Mm-hmm. Like, it's not going to happen. And then they just fucked themselves until the other side just was exasperated and lost. They're going to do it. They just started a baseball fucking league. Mm-hmm. They fucking Kylian Mbappe, the best soccer player in the world, they offered him like $1 billion to play. It was like something like $300 million guaranteed for a 3-year contract. He had to like, he's like, I can't. And everyone's like, dude, just take it. Because that's why Cristiano Ronaldo is there. He plays in the Saudi Arabian Soccer League.
Did I call him Rolando earlier?
Yeah. He plays in that same league. And Kylian Mbappe, who's the best soccer player ever, right? What he did in the World Cup, which was in Qatar, those boys fucking put that show on there all crazy. They made the World Cup, made them fucking play in November. You know what I mean? Like, that's how crazy it is. The World Cup goes like stopped wars, and they fucking played in November. No longer. You play November now. Okay, Thanksgiving or whatever that is for you.
Wow,
that's when you play now. So they offered him $330 million a year guaranteed, and he had to like. He's like, dude, stop. I can't. And so, and they're like, okay. And then they're like, oh, baseball's cool. So they just started a baseball league, and they hired they're like kind of over the hill players, but they're really good. They're like previous MVPs, and they're just like giving them all this crazy money, and they're going to do it. All the Japanese players, they're just going to give so much money. Because think about it. If you're from the Dominican Republic and you have to play for like 15, from the time you're 15 to 21, now these guys will just give you $10 million. It's nothing to them. Hey, $10 million, come over here. Those Dominican Republic guys don't care about Major League Baseball. That's just where the money is.
Yeah. I want to see that. I know it's blood money to some extent, but if it's going to be thrown around, I want to see it disrupt
we live
the UFC.
On blood, dude.
I want it to disrupt Dana White. More importantly, yes. I want to see what that money does to disrupt the UFC. I want to see when big fighters are at the end of their contract and they could really see something. I don't want to see them just throw that money at Dana for him to bring the show over. I want to see. I want to see them try their own league, or something like that. But
I think it's like, and I think Dana is trying to, by like doing Yaz Island and bending the knee to the Saudis like he does. I think he thinks I'm on their good side, but what he's doing is unknowingly is he has like a baby elephant and he's feeding it and taking care of it, but that thing is going to grow so big and just step on his fucking head, and I think he has no idea. He's like, that thing's just getting bigger and bigger, and then he's like, but I fed you, like I was here when you were a baby, and they're just like, I'm an elephant, like this is what I do, and they're just gonna knock him out of the way. Like you shouldn't have done that.
Yeah, and plus the kind of money that those guys are throwing out there too. Like the end, we saw it happen, just a few weeks ago. These fights, they fall through. At the end of the day, those fighters are still making whatever is their contracted pay is, and they get injured. They're not gonna just keep it hush and go and make the walk still because there's $30 million on the line. You know what I mean? They're still getting paid $150,000, and they're saying, fuck that, I'm not going to fight. I'm not getting paid enough to fight injured. And then these fights that they want fall through. And if they're going to be throwing around the kind of money that they're paying, these boys that just fought this past weekend, they don't want these fights falling through. Yeah. They want the superstars they paid for. They want them to make the walk, and they want everybody to just like sit back and have a good time and know that they're just like, they got the strings, they're pulling the strings, and they're making it happen. But
it's gonna start when it's and that's why they gave Derek Lewis this crazy contract that he's never going to be able to end, because it's going to start where the Saudis are going to.
Shit, I'm sorry, I don't mean to interrupt. You just made me realize that fuck yeah, Derek Lewis fucked up too. He should have signed with the PFL.
Yeah, right. But it's going to start where they're going to say like, okay, well, Dricus, his contract's over, so we'll pay you $25 million, Dricus. Come over here. Paulo Costa, your contract is over. Here's $30 million. Come and fight Dricus. And Hamzat, your contract's over. They're just going to give five. They're going to see it as like, we need 10 guys. That's, to us, that's $50 million. We give them $10 million apiece. And then we give the two main event guys $20 million each. They just need 5 fighters, and that are at the end of their contracts. And then they're just going to push Dana out of the way. Like, we don't need you anymore. And whether that's in PFL, Bellator, one championship, because one championship's hemorrhaging money. So I can see them buying one championship, like clear, like buying the bones of one championship and the foundation of it, and just saying it's one Emirates one now, and like, thank you, and Rug and Ngannou, come on out, and you know what I'm saying? And then they're gonna Cejudo and DJ, come on out. So you don't think Cejudo's gonna take that? He's not the champion. He's not under any obligation. He's fight to fight, right, or something like that. So it's like, come on out. So there you go. You got 2 big fights. They're just gonna do that. It's gonna be 5 crazy ass fights. $50 million. They'll make a fucking slave built arena that would make fucking Cowboy Stadium look like fucking a Walmart bathroom. You know what I mean? It's like, here you go, dude. So like I said, it's a roundabout way of saying Dana White thinks that he's raising an elephant to be his, but that elephant is going to step on his back.
Yeah, once they start potentially just paying guys to get out of their contracts too, like just I think they can get aggressive with it, but then
not
again, they could also
because
they could also just say, hey, well, we could just keep doing business with Francis Ngannou, and I mean, it doesn't take that many pieces to keep this ship going, especially if they don't have any intention of making money. If this is literally just because they're passionate about it and they just want.
And then those Dags, they go straight to Dagestan like, you like 20 G's? Like, here's 100 G's. And so Dana's own shrewd business model, where if he was letting these guys in for that's why the NFL pays the way that they do. That's why Major League Baseball pays the way that they do. That's why the NBA pays the way that they do. So they're just like, dude, we give you the keys to everything. So like, the Saudis can't come and buy fucking, like, you can't just come and say, LeBron, come. Mm-hmm. It's going to take a lot. Like LeBron, you know what I mean? At least and then they built that up around the platform. So there's double, where the Saudis don't have the platform. So they can't come in and poach baseball players, basketball players, NFL players if they wanted to, because the money's so crazy. Right. Dana's own shrewd fucking business model is going to fuck them in the end, because those fighters will come for $1.5 million. What the fuck you think they're going to do if there's a briefcase full of money? And it's like, you can live in Abu Dhabi. We'll train, we'll fucking build whatever you want here, and you can live here. They did that to bodybuilding. Bodybuilding was huge. Now the biggest bodybuilders are all from Abu Dhabi. They built like these crazy gyms. The world's craziest bodybuilding gyms are all there. And Hani Rambod is a trainer from there, and it was a big Ramy, and there's a couple other guys who they give them all these crazy steroids. They train in fucking Dubai all year long, and because they just love to see that shit.
And all it would take is a couple really, really big paydays for certain fighters, or some of that money to trickle up to those fighters' coaches and managers, for those managers to suddenly not just be in the UFC's pockets also, because there is a lot of just scummy managers in the MMA scene.
The Mad Rat, Noah's dad.
Yeah, that really, I mean, you think as a manager they should be just in the best interest of their fighters and sticking up for their fighters, but they're not. They've been in business with the UFC forever, and they just kind of fighters know, oh, this manager is in with the UFC. This will get me on Dana White's Contender Series. They see that as a big opportunity now, and so a lot of these managers are just getting their fighters onto these bullshit UFC deals that are awful for them. And how much Saudi money does it take for these managers to stop saying, look, okay, well, I don't have to keep playing, this role with the UFC, or we'll get these fighters to just ditch these managers, period. Like, I think there's different little ways where it seeps in and it disrupts the UFC's whole business motto.
Yeah. Dana fucked himself and this shows it, because they can create these crazy stadiums. They can get every last celebrity. They can have wild Super Bowl halftime level shows for nothing. And they can do it in a couple weeks if they need to. And so Dana was just like, Dana White Contender Series, fucking, which is basically just his version of like trade school fighters that he can fill out fucking crazy ass cards for $5,000 each. Those dogs are hungry, bro, and they'll fucking bite you in the hand, bite you in the fucking face because you're not helping them out. And you got guys like Joe Pyfer coming off Contender Series. You've got Bo Nickel coming off Contender Series, which he should never have. You've got who's that other gentleman that kickboxer that's fucking insane who came off of Contender Series. There's just so many of them now that make so little money that they'll be able to fill out lower level cards too. They can go from top to bottom. If you would have just cracked the books open and let these guys get their beak wet just a little bit, it could have prevented it.
I take my shots at the Contender Series a lot, but it works. It's incredibly smart.
Sean O'Malley.
It's incredibly smart what they've done with the Contender Series. Like it is a business model that works. And we might get annoyed at how much of the cards are built up with people who came up off the Contender Series, but it's a great investment for them because they could hit a diamond in the rough and get someone who's like incredibly popular, and they
Sean
still
O'Malley,
have them on a Sean O'Malley. Yeah, that's like the perfect example too. And then it's also like, okay, how many fighters are you willing to break the bank for to start being competitive? How much of them are you actually really going to open up the books for and start paying them a competitive rate to make sure that they don't get poached over? Because you mentioned like the sports teams and the big players and stuff that they've thrown money at to come over there, and I can only imagine that that's so much more of an investment too, because you still have to build an entire team around them. It's one thing to pay for a big superstar like Ronaldo. I'll get his name right this time.
Yeah.
But
it sounds like that guy's Speed, because you said Dricky Duplepi. Didn't you say that before?
Yeah.
Where did you hear that? Because there's that YouTuber I Am Speed, and there's like a whole thing on YouTube where he's like got into soccer out of nowhere, so then they'll like throw random soccer players' names at him, and like they'll like on FIFA, right, when you get them on your team, and then there's a whole montage of him making fun of getting their names wrong. So like that guy Mbappe's like Mbappe, Kylian Mbappe, and like he just like says the names like so wrong. And when you said that, that's all I thought. I was like, that's fucking I Am Speed. Sorry, go ahead.
Drecky Duplepi. No, that was just that's my own thing off the top. I don't remember what I was saying, but yeah, man. I think that this really did shake up the whole landscape of combat sports.
Building a platform where about the teams, right?
Oh yeah.
You don't have to do that with fighting. It's two dudes in a cage.
In combat sports, if you want to start taking shots at the big league, like you just need like 4 guys from each weight class, and suddenly you can start building an entire roster. You're like, with 4 guys, that can keep you afloat for a whole year, basically, in every division. Because then it's like, okay, well, we got these 2 guys fighting, and I'm going to fight the winner of the next guy, and you can kind of stretch that out, and you can kind of start your own thing. Then just bring in a few. It doesn't. I don't think it takes much. It probably isn't as hard as a whole soccer league. Like,
fill it out from the Russians. You fill it out from KSW. Sprinkle in a little bit of Bellator here, Bellator or PFL there, a little bit of one championship here, and 4 or 5 guys from the UFC that are fucking just want money. Bang. That's it. Congratulations, you have a fight promotion.
What do you think the PFL's play should be? Like, if you run the PFL, what is the best move to make? Because if you are connected to Francis Ngannou, or if he's connected to you, like, how do you really maximize the potential of this? And you, because you don't want to run the risk of putting him in there. Like, he should absolutely brain Renan Ferreira. But Renan Ferreira is also a dangerous guy too, and it's his heavyweight, and anybody can get caught. So, like, what's are you trying to just co-promote if you're the PFL? Are you looking and saying, hey, Francis, we understand you've outgrown this whole thing before you even started with us. How can we work with you so that we still get our slice and we're not holding you back?
Golly, that's such a great question. I kind of think, and it's almost the same thing as the Dana White analogy we made. It was like, you they or what else did I heard it on a TV show once also, or it was on Sopranos when Artie Bucco said it. He's like having a restaurant, so it's like having a fighter like Francis Ngannou's like owning an elephant. It's like fucking expensive as fuck, and eventually it shits on your head, you know. So like it's just gonna whatever happens is gonna happen. Play the plan out. They obviously wooed him, and if they start overdoing it with the like concessions and making things about him and everything, it's gonna be disingenuous. Just you guys had a plan. You ironed it out with Francis. He made good on it. Make good on your end. What you fucking promised him, just do it. The PFL Africa, the everything that came with that, the putting fights ahead, making sure the guys that he fights get paid the right way and get taken care of. Just fucking follow out what he said to a T, like exactly how he wanted it. Just follow it. Don't try and make concessions and make him feel like he's getting that, like, oh, you're so big now, we're going to do this for you. But we're going to get, we're probably not going to do the Africa thing now, though, because we just, that's short sighted. Just follow out exactly what he said. And if he goes reneges on it and doesn't fucking go follow through with it and kind of goes to boxing and is fighting in Saudi Arabia every 8 months and not in the PFL, it is what it is.
It is what it
is.
You
can't do anything.
I forgive him.
Yeah. You're not going to stop. You're not going to stop it. But just follow out the exact contract and like over, what's the word for it? Over like under promise and over like whatever deliver. That word is, over deliver. Just over deliver on everything he asked for in the contract. Don't do anything more, anything less.
I think that's a good answer, especially because at this point right now, like Francis looks like he's one of the only guys in this in the whole industry that you can really take him at his word, and you know he's not going to punish you for being honest about, you know, doing how you do business with him, whereas you could really count on a lot of people in this industry to really just, you know, take, if you give them an inch, they're going to take a mile. And ultimately I think it makes things complicated for the PFL, but it's not a bad complicated. Like they just need to really think out their next move carefully and make sure that they make the most out of this, because they're not, like, nobody's looking at the PFL like there's a whole ton of potential there, even with the Francis Ngannou connection. Like, no, I think everyone's kind of lumping them in with just like with Bellator, because they were, you know, in negotiations. I don't know that they're like close to being sold or anything like that. I think that's all in the Bellator end of things, but I don't think nobody was talking about the PFL on this broadcast yesterday. Like nobody was saying the PFL's name. I think the UFC got mentioned, and
they'll only mention PFL if you fuck up your contract with Francis and you overdo it with we have him now, he's our guy, and you just get too Francis centric. Because Francis, I don't get the feeling that he wanted that. He just was, I want to be paid fairly, and I want the guys that fight me to get paid fairly. And I'm from Africa. You guys have the ability to bring African fighters and give them a chance to fight. Do that. Okay. Yes, sir. Here you go, sir. Thank you. We'll do that for you. Don't try and go like, well, we have Francis now. We have to have these big fights and like kind of fucking fuck yourself over to get the clicks and the eyes over. And because a lot of really shitty people in front of cameras will tell you that really aren't in the background running a business. They're just in front of a camera telling people how to do it. Is they're going to say, you have to strike while the iron's hot. You know, his name is big. You have to go out and do something huge. And they may end up wasting a ton of resources and fucking themselves over by doing that and not making right on the contract that they have in place already.
Yeah, I don't know how much more succinct you can be about it than that. Yeah. I guess they kind of just have to play it safe to some extent.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll see how that goes. I think after he probably fulfills one fight with the PFL, I think he'll probably see how much money he made here He'll probably be all in on boxing, and we'll see how far that goes.
And he's a man of his word. He's going to go and fight in the PFL. He's going to give them a good fight. I hope that he wins, because then that would really muddy things if he loses. But I hope that he goes to the PFL. He wins. I hope he gets 2 MMA fights in. If he was smart, he should do 2 MMA fights, where he basically fights for the title and then he defends it. Because within that time, because Usyk and Fury and Wilder, they'll fight every 2 years now. They don't really care. They don't. It's 2 years. Joshua, it's 2 years now. Andy Reese, these guys, it's 2 years. Because they'll make 25, 30 million. So why are they going to fight every 3 months? So I think Ngannou should go back, win, get healthy in between time, and then focus on let the Usyk Fury thing play out and see where Wilder, and because we're forgetting that the Saudis do want to have the Joshua Wilder Fury Usyk tournament. That's where their heads are now.
They want to do it full. That's smart.
That's what the Saudis want to do.
Yeah.
And so that's where their heads are. So they want to have it, okay, whoever's after Usyk happens, whatever, we're going to do a 4-man tournament, heavyweight, the best heavyweights in the world. And now they might even put Francis in on that. I would take Joshua out of that and put Francis in Anthony Joshua's spot, because Usyk's beaten Francis twice already. Or Usyk's beaten Joshua twice already, so it's really doesn't fucking matter.
Yeah.
Just throw Francis basically beat Fury, so might as well have Francis fight, have Usyk fight, Francis, have Fury fight Wilder. Or I don't know how you would do that, but I think that's what they should do, or that's what they're going to do now. So go and get a couple of MMA fights under your belt, made good by the PFL, and hope that you're part of that 4-man tournament, which I'm sure he can, and he did right by them, so they'll do right by him.
Yeah,
and there you go.
Yeah, go get a strap, be a champion of something somewhere, and just raise that dollar amount even more. Yeah, man. Yeah. What a fucking life this guy has lived. What
amazing,
what an impression that he's made.
Yeah,
can't say anything bad about him.
Yeah.
Sorry we didn't believe in you, Francis, but holy fuck.
I just didn't. This is how fucked up it is that the world's so dirty that people that do what Francis Ngannou does won't get the result. And they could be way more talented than, like, God-given abilities, strength and everything, and won't have the same opportunities that Francis had, and it could never happen for them. More so. Like, what he did was straight lightning in a fucking, not even a bottle, dude. Lightning in a thumbnail, or a thumb, like a thimble. Really. Like, lightning got caught in a thimble for what this guy did. But he made right on it. But just, the world is such an ugly, ugly place. And professional fighting is the ugliest of the ugly.
Yeah. And it felt like it took so long to get here for him, because first he basically sat on the shelf for a whole year to wait out his contract with the UFC. And then there was the whole, who is he going to sign with? Where's he going to make a deal? You had, heads of other promotions coming out and making statements about how they didn't decide to offer him a contract, as if they were ever even in the running. I think Chaudhry came out and said, like, what he's asking for is kind of ridiculous. It's like, who the fuck was even asking you, Chaudhry? Like, it was just ended up being such a bad look, man. No one was behind him. To go and then now
Usyk Fury gets made while he signs the fight, and then they make Usyk Fury.
Yeah. It just, at every turn, there was just so many opportunities to doubt him, and so many of us did. And like I said, it felt like a long lead up to this, and there was a whole lot of uncertainty. But now that it's behind us, now it all feels like, in hindsight is 2020, but it all feels so, like, it happened so fast, and it was so recent. Like you mentioned, this is such an ugly business, and there's just so much ugly in the world. Like, we see the immediate contrast. Like the clips are out there of the shit that Dana was saying, like selling him short, saying that he wants, he doesn't want to take risks and he wants to fight like easier opposition and stuff. And it's just, I mean, I don't want to just keep slam dunking on the UFC or anything. It's not even my place to slam dunk on them. It's all entirely Ngannou's place to slam dunk on them if he wants to. But yeah, I think it just it sets an example of what you were talking about, that like that ugliness in in this business. But yeah, I don't know. I think
we've seen it. We saw it with who's in a prime example of just how ugly the business is, and they can chew you up and spit you out. It's like, look at Mike Tyson and Don King. Look at all the stuff that Don King did to people. Look at how Muhammad Ali ended his career. Look at how like Tyron Woodley, like, they just straight hated him. He did nothing wrong. Tyron Woodley did nothing wrong. Instead of being super fucking jacked, super fucking explosive and athletic, and Dana just hated his guts and did everything to fucking spite him. Look at what they did to try to do to Nate Diaz on his way out. Look at what they're doing to Tony Ferguson right now. It's just an ugly, ugly place. And you see so many Tony Fergusons, and you see so many fucking Tyron Woodleys wearing dude wipe shorts, ass up, and Logan Paul just beat you. You know what I mean? That's just all we had seen to this point.
What they did to Beneil Dariush, what looks like they're doing to Dricus Duplessis right now, too, like we mentioned on the last episode. Like, yeah, there's no guaranteed route to anything,
Dude, like, guys, we keep talking about it. How weird was this John Jones thing, where he got hurt and they just had it on camera when he got hurt. Didn't even offer Stipe to fight either of the backups. Sergey was the backup. Well, Stipe fight Sergey. No, we're not doing that anymore. What the fuck? How dirty is that? That's so weird. That's just so weird.
Just taking way too many liberties. Just looking at okay, we have all these pieces and we can do whatever we want with them, and it starts to wander into an area where it doesn't make any sense. And it's like, I guess that's what happens when you make like that. We're gonna see. I think we saw the writing on the wall, and we're gonna see more of it now with the whole merger with the WWE and all of that now, where I think it is going to be a hard turn towards entertainment, and even more so now because they're seeing what they're like. I'm really curious to see how the UFC wants to be competitive with Francis Ngannou now. Like what's the counter programming that they're going to put on for his next fight, if there is anything, or I don't know. I just want to see how they go tit for tat. It's going to unfold, and we're going to
it could be so easy, and it could totally happen if Dana White just hat in hand, like one of those weird Joe Rogan paperboy hats, and he's holding it, and he's just like, hey, dude, fuck, I was so wrong on that. I've never been more wrong I pride myself on thinking I'm a good business person and getting out ahead of the trends. Francis, you're right, man. Like, kudos to you. Obviously, what you've done is amazing. You're always welcome back. And we just wish you the best, man. So easy to do that. And he's not.
That in a text message, and I could believe that Francis comes to some kind of a deal, and eventually we'd see him back in the octagon. I do. I think he would still. He's a good enough guy that I could see him still being willing to do business with them. I mean, they'd have to probably definitely play ball as far as like the contract and stuff, because he's never going to sign a UFC contract the way that they currently exist, like in their current form. He's definitely going to have to get special treatment compared to their other contracts. But if they want to just kind of show their belly a little bit, I think they could definitely work with him.
Yeah, they can. But that's the thing about life is
I don't want him to. I'll say that.
Yeah, I don't want him to. That's the thing about life, and that's the thing that just trips me out when I see people like Dana operating, because they're operating the way that they do, and they've gotten so successful. But It's just a simple thing of life is where you take ownership in something and you just admit when you're wrong, and like the world opens up for you. And I don't know why. It's really gonna. I really think that the Saudis. I hope now that the royal Saudis fucking just outbid this guy and say you want to take us to court? We want. They could say like, dude, okay, we want Justin Gaethje, we want Poirier, we want all your best lightweights, and we'll buy their contracts out. Take us to court. What are you gonna do? We're in court all the fucking time. Like those guys are in court with like every entity across the world. They're in court with the UN. What's Dana? You really think fucking Hunter Campbell or whoever the fuck is gonna fucking take out the Saudi royal family's lawyers, dude? No way, dude. Those guys negotiated fucking like biblical texts. You're not gonna fucking take these guys to court, dude. So they should
purchase your
just
lightweight division.
Yeah, we're gonna purchase your lightweight division. You don't need it anymore. And take us to court if you would like to, and then offer their lightweight division so much money that it's insane. You think they go to Armin Petrosian or Armin Sarukian and they say, dude, here's $35 million, fight for us 4 times. We're going to get Justin Gaethje, Rafael Fiziev, Mateusz Gamrot, and the Tarantula. Hey,
I can only get so erect.
Yeah, you like tarantulas, dude? We'll build you a fucking crazy ass fucking sphere of tarantulas. Just come fight over here. And then, dude, it's an 8-man, and then have an 8-man tournament. And then say, Charles Oliveira, come on over, dude. You don't think those guys will do it like that? And so if those guys consent to doing it, what UFC contract, like, dude, and then with this fucking, with all this shit that's going to come out with the John Fitch fucking, where they're fucking operating the antitrust. They're like, dude, all of your fucking contracts are null and void anyway because they're predatory. Fuck off.
It's only going to cover fighters from a certain year to a certain year, like 20.
But it would set a precedent.
12 to 2017 or something.
But what it would do is it would set, because that's all you really need is what I've seen now as I'm getting older is it doesn't need to be correct or wrong. It can, as long as there's a legal precedent set within these parameters of the UFC's contracts in the past with whoever it may be. It's like they're prone to using predatory contracts. We have 8 fighters who want to leave and no longer work there because they felt like they were under a predatory contract and being paid and being screwed over by their managers. This other entity is willing to pay them and do what they want. The judge is going to go, that's fair. Royal Saudi family, pay them. How much did you pay? Dustin Poirier? 1.2 million. Pay them 800,000. And the dude's gonna like his little mini Levi pocket, pull that out and give it to them. And then there's Dustin Poirier. So again, his fucking, and this is all fucking 2 kids writing a fucking comic book, and like we're just busting it out on all over ourselves at this point. But it's not far-fetched to say, because I mean, Charles Oliveira, how much did you make? He made like $4 million. Okay, well, how many fights does he have left? He has 2 left. Okay, pay them $6 million. Okay, $6 million, then you get Charles Oliveira's contract.
Just buying them out. So Dana's whole thing,
just buying them out. And then there's a legal precedent which will open the door, was that they operated under predatory contracts at some point in there, and as that they've been there. And I'm sure they're gonna have the most amazing lawyers to just battle and just fucking bleed Dana dry.
Yeah, do you want to get caught up in this legal battle for years on end, Dana, or would you rather just take the money to let Charles Oliveira out of his contract, and you could turn around and distribute that in the form of fight night bonuses to Paddy Pimblett for fighting Josh Fremd in the Apex or something, some bullshit like that.
It makes no sense anymore. So like that's one good. So Francis is doing that. He's opening up those horizons so where people are like, what did he do? He left. He didn't have to fight as a champion. He didn't have to do it. He was able to walk out He's fucking stood on like it's just again, that's just the precedent. He set the precedent.
Well, man, this is coming. It's been a good episode. We'll start to getting close to the end. We're over an hour in. I will just ask you this, since it's coming up this weekend. The last man who legitimately defeated Francis Ngannou, Derek Lewis.
Yeah.
He's competing this weekend against the surging Jailton Almeida, the up-and-coming heavyweight out of Brazil. This is the UFC's going back to Brazil, right? I think they're going to be fighting in Brazil.
Yeah.
I'll ask for your prediction on this heavyweight tilt. I think I may have asked for your early prediction already on this one, but has anything changed?
No, Jailton Almeida's going to win, and the Saudi royal family is going to give him $800,000, and then he's gonna fight Francis Ngannou in like on some hologram, fucking Super Smash Brothers style. Fucking, it's gonna be awesome. So that's what's gonna happen.
Before we wrap up, the very entertaining answer, by the way. Thank you. Before we, and I agree, by the way, Jailton. It's gonna be welcome to the Jailton era this weekend. I think the whole Derek Lewis.
Just cursed him. We just
negating
Jesus Christ.
The whole Derek Lewis negating jiu-jitsu thing I don't think it's going to apply this week.
Now with someone as strong, because there were guys who understood what jiu-jitsu was and had trained jiu-jitsu and fought Derek, but no one who's like dedicated their entire fucking life, and it's literally in the blood that's inside of them. So
yep. Well, yeah, man. Thanks for another one. I think that'll do it for this week. Everybody, I hope you enjoy our early week episode. We knew we had to get in here and talk about what just happened, get it out earlier than later. So if you like this episode, of course, hit the like button. If you don't want to miss any of our future episodes, subscribe, ring the bell so you get notifications, and we will see you on the next episode of The Fight Plug.